Hi everyone, welcome back to Beach Angel Tarot. This is going to be an SP conversation reading, and if you would like your own personal one, you can follow the information below, or the directions below to obtain your own. This is a reading that is not in my Etsy shop, but we're going to take a dive in. I'm going to do the opening a little bit different. I'm going to get messages from yourself, I guess, if I'm going to say it that way, like your energy and message, and then their energy and message, like where they're at, where you're at. We're going to like look at the energy, like where you're at and where they're at, and then we're going to do the spread. So I'm going to start with some different energy in the beginning. I may pull some other oracles just for messages to you from them, but to get started, but we're going to do it in a little bit of a different way. So I'm going to look at your energy first and messages. So it's like kind of looking to maybe in your own subconscious or in your own soul self for messages about where you're at and something that you want to know from yourself. I know that sounds crazy, but or sounds a little weird, but trust me, we're going to see where this goes. It's how I'm being guided to do it. So messages to you from yourself in regards to this connection. So maybe something you need to know or something that's buried in your own subconscious that you need to be like aware of. Messages to you from yourself in regards to the person you're thinking about and watching this reading. And this doesn't have to be romantical. This could be family, friends, whatever, but it's usually romance for those that are watching this reading. So what messages to yourself? And it is listening. And it says, listen to your wise self. Let your inner compass direct the course of your life. And she's kind of like mirroring. She's, really connected to that mirror image, right? So the message to you from, it would be your wise self. And it's interesting, it's addressing that. And I felt this was going to be important, is to, trust what you're being given, trust the guidance that you are receiving at this time. You can trust your intuition. So it's like whatever path you're taking in regards to this person, you yourself are telling you that you are on the right course. Listening to the whispers of your heart, listening to your higher self, listening to your intuition. It says, let your inner compass direct the course of your life. So it's like not allowing outside static or opinions of others. It's like even, getting a reading or whatever. I mean, this is, for entertainment purposes only, but, to take it with like a grain of salt. Listen to your intuition. Like you could get 5 readings and there could be like a whole bunch of different opinions on what you should do, right? But this is really looking at and connecting to yourself. And also interesting because this mirror image is not the same. She has a different headdress on. I'm looking in this mirror. And it's not to say this is a masculine energy here, but it just feels like you could be thinking this person's like a mirror soul to you. Like and I'm seeing like shooting stars. So if shooting stars is a sign from spirit, they are there in this card, and there's like 3 of them. So the number 3 could be important, but I'm getting a sense of a mirror image. So there could be a lot of mirroring going on in your energy. So like if there's things that are happening and you're wondering why is this happening, it's like you guys are mirroring each other's energy, and that could be something that you've been thinking, and it's following and listening to that intuition. So their energy and message to you. This is a message to you about their energy and message, and where they're at in regards to this connection for SP. Oh, it's help. Isn't that interesting? It says, ask for help. Receiving is an act of generosity. So there could be something going on with this person where maybe whatever's going on between you is a call for them to seek for divine guidance. Know how to ask for what they need, to voice that to you or to other people. There could be something going on in regards to that. So that is they could be feeling stuck as well, and like really wanting your help, but maybe you're being guided not to. Maybe you're being guided to. And like this is definitely your own judgment call. So they may be feeling stuck. Maybe they're in an energy where they don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. This could be a lesson again on formulating how to voice what their needs are and to ask for them directly. It could be a lesson or a throat chakra kind of issue going on there. But nonetheless, I feel like they may be asking you energetically for help, but maybe you're not, I'm just saying, you may or may not supposed to be intervening at this time. Sometimes things are happening for the lessons of both, and there could be something going on with that too. And both of these seem to be, and I'm going to go back to yours, this could be a communication issue. I feel like there's something being mirrored here, right? When we put the combination together, especially when we're seeing a mirroring of a conversation that needs to be had and a communication issue, because listening is part of communicating. So maybe you're not quite getting, maybe they've been trying to say something to you and you just haven't quite been getting it, right? When we put these two together. So that is part of, communicating is listening and understanding what someone's saying and comprehending it and being able to understand it on a conscious logical level. So there may be something that you're lacking or missing in regard to something that they have said or conveyed to you. And maybe they're just kind of frustrated and help, how do I convey what I'm saying to you to get it across to you, right? So, or maybe they're not sure how to come out and ask directly for what it is that they need or they want. So there's a little bit of, I feel, a conversation or communication issue going on here. So I'm going to pull spirits for each. So this was yours, the viewer, and this was the SP. So what spirit is with you? And I'm going to do yours, the connection itself, and then the other person. So your energy, what spirit is with your energy or working with you or representing your energy? This time, what spirit is with you in regards to this connection? And this one came out, and it's the spirit of the lighthouse. Return, belonging, guiding light. So I feel like this is a spirit that's trying to guide you, perhaps guide you back to each other, guide you maybe home to your wise self, your soul self, however it resonates with you. It's not always about the physical aspect of the other person, because we are in a spiritual journey. So this can be guiding you back home to yourself and to your soul self, and to really paying attention to your own intuition in regards to the situation. So that is the, which I love to see that, because I am totally in love with the lighthouse out front here. I should do a little short video or put pictures. Maybe I can put pictures in my community page. I'm going to post a couple pictures of my lighthouse out front here, so you can go there and see it. So anyway, I like seeing this in this placement because I'm really connected to that lighthouse. I really feel like that where the lighthouse is in town, and that spot there is like one of my favorite spots, and I go there often and hang out. And it says return, belonging, guiding light. So they're guiding you home to a sense of belonging as well, and maybe returning to each other or feeling like you belong in each other's lives or something here. But it's guiding the way. This lighthouse energy is with you, guiding your way. So let's do the connection itself. What is the spirit that's helping the connection itself? The spirit that is helping the connection. So both of you, spirit of earth, nature, grounded, ancestors. So on the spiritual plane, if you and your special person have been together in past lives and maybe perhaps worked with ancestor energy and been ancestors on the spiritual plane, that part of your soul selves is really helping, is like watching and intervening, but it's also bringing a sense of grounding to the connection. Trying to help ground the connection, let's put it that way, in the 3D realm, to help bring you together in the 3D, bringing your physical bodies in. And there's ancestor energy helping with this. So this person, the spirit that is with your SP, the one you're watching this reading for, the spirit is with them, and it is the spirit of the past. And the undercurrent there, I'm just going to look at it, is this Spirit of gold, wealth, status, windfall. And this one was in the last SP reading. So that gold energy is continuing, and gold is all about like maybe that Midas touch. And gold could just be an energy that's with and around this connection. But spirit of the past, nostalgic, aching, old flame. So it's like help. They are maybe caught in the past in regards to this connection with you. There could be a sense within them that, you know, they're feeling a sense of familiarity to your energy, and they maybe don't know why. Maybe they don't have the words for it. Maybe, you know, like how we know, like we're more, not a judgment call, but for those that are awakened and more conscious in their spirituality, they may be more aware of past life and what it feels like when you connect, or have an instant knowing when you see somebody, or perhaps look in their eye, right, and you see their soul self. And you in the physical body, you can kind of see through that. I'm really guided to that aspect here. So it's like when you look in their eyes, or even if you've only seen a picture of them and you look, you can get that soul recognition, and you know you have the words to put to that, like, oh, feels like a past life connection and I can't explain it. Perhaps they're like, help, I don't know what this is, I don't know why I feel this. They don't maybe have the lingo or the words to put to that feeling. They don't have maybe that understanding that this is a past life connection, or think that way. You know, maybe they're not thinking that way. Not everybody believes that, right? But they can't shake the past in regards to this, and feeling that nostalgia. This is also a little picture, and this is of a soldier, and it's like connecting to his dog. So there's that sense of loyalty and unconditional love as well in this card. But they are, when we put it together, they are like confused, and they're needing help and to expressing something to you, formulating what their needs are, and also help with what is this feeling, what is going on. You are listening to, of course, your guidance, following that light, in regards to the connection. And then the connection itself is trying to be, you know, ancestor energies, guides and angels are trying to help ground this connection in the 3D. So very nice opening way to open the reading, and I'm glad I listened to my guidance, right, in that aspect. So we're switching up the beginning a little bit. So let's see what, I'm going to use this deck because I like it, but we're going to add this deck too. So we're going to just kind of like see what your SP is thinking in regards to the connection and to you. Or let's just say, what is your SP thinking in regards to you? Because the connection and you can be two different things. Now let's say the connection, because the next one is how they're viewing you, so that they're touching on you in the next one. I need to like change this spread a little bit. What your SP is thinking in regards to the connection. So how they're seeing the connection to you. And it's surrender. They're thinking they need to like surrender at this point. They're like, you know, because you can see frustration, confusion, uncertainty, like how to and what this is. So there's a lot going on that they may be processing at this time. So they've kind of, they're surrendering the connection to perhaps spirit. Let's see what else comes up. And for some reason, I'm being guided down to this unicorn. So I'm going to maybe do 3 because this unicorn deck is screaming at me today for this reading. So what your SP is thinking in regards to the connection. Disguise, surrender, or no, I'm saying surrender because it was on that card. Some elements of this relationship are hidden. So there's a realization here that there's something hidden in regards to, and again, it could be that unknown feeling, that confusion, like what is this? They, you know, something's not certain. So if something's not certain, it feels like it's hidden or disguised, right? Interesting too, because she has like this like mask. It looks like a Wheel of Fortune on her face, but there's like, her face is partly masked too. So there's a bit of that energy there. So let's see what else comes up with the unicorn. What your SP is thinking in regards to the connection. Forgive. It's time to let go of anger or blame. So they're thinking that there is some, you know, perhaps issues in regards to your connection. There are things going on that need forgiveness, for you to forgive them, for them to forgive you. They're surrendering because there's a lot of confusion and things are not as they seem, right? They feel like there are some hidden energies going on, or, you know, perhaps not being expressed, like everyone hasn't said. Maybe they can feel an undertone of anger coming from you, or you can feel it from them. But they're picking up some subtle energies here, and they're wanting to surrender the connection, and or perhaps surrender to the connection because of this forgiveness. It tells me that, you know, they're not releasing the connection. They're just wanting to release the hidden energies and any anger or blame. So they want to release any lower vibrational energy. They want things to be out in the open and transparent, and they're surrendering to the connection at this time in that way. But they're aware of some issues here, right? And it can be things that they've kept hidden or they haven't fully said. How your SP is viewing you. So how they view you. When they think of you, what does it look like when they're thinking of you at this time? Refocus. They're seeing you as, you know, your back is turned, you're riding a horse. So it's not like you're just, you know, I feel like, I don't want to say swift movement because I don't see any like movement and in the card, but it's like they're seeing you refocusing your energy in your life in a different direction than them, perhaps. Self-love, yes. They're seeing you redirect and love yourself first. So that you maybe have walked away from them or something in the connection itself. So it's like that they're viewing you as perhaps not putting this connection as a priority, not putting them as a priority. You've kind of refocused on your own energy at this time. And we're gonna pull another one. It's interesting that this, how they're viewing you at this time, how your SP is viewing you at this time. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a healthy thing to do. And if they're seeing you that way and acknowledging that, then, you know, I feel like there's a healthy respect for that. Because, you know, there did seem to be some static in the connection here that they were acknowledging, and some wonkier energies or lower vibrational energies that are needing to be cleared. How they're viewing you at this time. Let go of stress, yes. Don't take on other people's stress. Breathe it out now. So I felt like I needed to do that. So they're seeing you letting go of drama. It's like, you know, maybe some drama or some tension arose in the connection, and you were like, you know what, right now I'm just gonna, it's not like you're like maybe forever doing it or whatever, but you've just kind of like said, you know what, this doesn't feel, you know, the best, because again, we're seeing some things that are hidden, things that are maybe not being said, things that are, I don't want to say deliberate untruths, but maybe not all things have kind of come out. Maybe not, maybe there's feelings that haven't been expressed and they need to be, or maybe there are things that need to be said about past arguments or something, or maybe there are just subtle energies from past lives lingering and you're both picking them up and you're not able to put a conversation to it because it hadn't happened in this life, but you're feeling some wonky energy, perhaps from residual past life energy. But anyway, they're viewing you as like not dealing with that right now. And it's like, you know what, I've got a lot of good things going on in my life. You know, I don't feel like I want to take the stress of this connection on right now, or this, you know, their energy. Maybe they got a little frustrated or heated or something, and you could feel it, or you're feeling something coming from them. And you're like, you know what, I'm not dealing with this drama, this stress at this moment. I'm de-stressing, I'm refocusing, and putting my energy on my self-love. So, but again, that's not like, I don't feel like they're seeing it as a negative. I feel like, you know, anybody acknowledging that you're doing that is seeing that as a healthy, self-respecting thing to do. That, you know, maybe it's just got to the point where there's just too much drama right now in the connection. How they think you are thinking about them. So this one gets me a little bit like backward kind of thing. How they think you're thinking about them. So how they think you see them. Ooh, that was a lot. I'm not taking. not taking, I will show you just because forgiveness and grief flipped out, and then this one was their metamorphosis, changing. But I'm going to put them back. If they're meant to come out, they will, but we'll make note of them. How they think you're thinking about them. I like to just get one card because we're getting 2 other decks, and it is recognition. Oh, there's that mirroring in the bottom there. I looked at the bottom there, so, and their heads are together too, and just like in the mirror, they had their faces up to each other. So I am going to leave the mirroring out just as a reminder that it's there. It's how this person is feeling. How do they think you're thinking about them? I think they think you're thinking about recognizing, it says proposal, your romance is about to evolve and level up. That mirroring, you're mirroring, there's a recognition of mirroring is how they think you're thinking about them. But again, it's like not all the energy is lost there, because it's talking about, you know, through this pause or through this redirected energy, there may be an up-leveling in the connection when you reconnect in the future, because he's like in front of her. So like this person may reappear, you may connect again in the future, and that would help level up the energy, because there's this, I feel an acknowledgement on both sides that you're mirroring each other. So maybe when there's periods of separation or silence, that you know that you're mirroring each other. And that's helping level up the connection. It could just be energetically. Let's see how they think you're thinking about them. Happy surprise. Something very good is about to happen. So they think you're thinking that you mirror each other. There's a recognition of that, and that there are better things coming in the connection for the 2 of you. And it's funny because this happy surprise, I just did a reading. Oh, it was Yamaya Sasu reading. And it talked about lighter energy, and it says level up. So there was a rising of energy and surprise. So I feel like these are saying, you know, giving a message of that again for the future, like a side message. But it's also like an acknowledgement that they know that you realize you're mirroring each other. They think you're thinking that they realize this too. But also they think you're thinking that things are not like, because there's some weird energy here, but they're thinking you're thinking that, you know, not all is lost, that there are still happy days ahead, and leveling up in the connection in the future. So they know that you're not thinking like terrible things of them, right? And that all is lost, right? There's a recognition of an understanding is the word, like some sort of understanding, like you understand each other, or you're mirroring each other on a certain level, and that things will be better in the future. So what this person is feeling for you, and we saw a little bit of that here, but it's added with some confusion, like what is this feeling? What this person is feeling for you. One spirit, what this person is feeling for the viewer at this time. I'm going to take this one, and it is regret. So they're feeling regretful about something. Maybe something that made you refocus and put your energy on yourself. So they're feeling some regrets with you at this time. One of the things. And it's life partner. Your romance is stable and ready to go the distance. So they are feeling, perhaps they want more stability. They're regretting something that happened. They're feeling like they would like more stability and to be able to take the connection further is what I'm getting from that. I'm going to see what this one... also, if you're in another connection, they're regretting that. Or if they're in another connection, they're kind of regretting that, meaning they're, I don't want to say resentful of that other person, but it can definitely be that when we see that in combination. And it says love heals fear. The power of your love can help bullies and angry people to be less afraid. So there is a feeling here for you where they perhaps feel your love, and it helps them overcome their fears. There's something about you that brings that out of them, or, you know, mirrors that part of themselves in them to help them. Because I feel like help the bullies and angry people it's that part of them. It's the fear within themselves. So there's something here with their feelings for you that helps them through that energy when they get fearful, and they may have done something that they're regretting in regards to that. They can also be regretting partners on your side or their side as well. So that's how they're feeling for you. I'm going to pull a tarot and see perhaps what they regret. See if we can see more of what their regret is in general, an energy here of what they're regretting. What do I want to use? Oh yeah, I want to use an energy oracle just to see it, what the vibe is here. Let's try it. Let's try this. Energy oracle, see if it will tell us what their regret specifically is about, what they're feeling right now. Regrets. And it is all tied up. So yeah, you know, perhaps if, you know, perhaps they're regretting that their hands are tied. Perhaps they're regretting some overthinking. This could be something that happened in February and March time frame here. So the last couple months, something could have happened where they felt like their hands were tied, or they tied themselves up, didn't take any action, that kind of thing. They could be regretting another, you know, person in the connection, yours or theirs, on their end or your end, that is tying the connection up. But ultimately too, that they, you know, are hoping for, feeling that they'd like more stability and to take the connection, you know, further, but they're regretting being like stifled here. But they're also feeling that the power of your love can help them through these fears, right? Because those fears may bring up some bullying or push energy or anger within them that you felt, and that maybe you redirected your energy due to that. So those are the things that are coming up for feelings for you right now. If this person could have one wish about you in this connection right now, what would it be? And it is separation, and this one was with it, so I'm going to take it. And it's winter, so cold separation, something about a cold separation, or a separation that happened in the winter months. But under that was, these two came out, was mute conversation. So there's something about not speaking too that they were talking about. So maybe something happened, you know, you stopped talking in the winter months or the winter season, and which we just recently hit spring, and we saw February and March, so something could have happened there. But what would they have? What wish would they have with this connection in regards? So they're talking about this non-communication, cold separation. So what wish, they're bringing this up. So what wish do they have? I don't feel like they're wishing more of that, but I feel like they're bringing up this, because we saw some communication issues here. You know, like maybe they feel you're not listening. Maybe you feel like they didn't formulate what their own needs are. You know, there's some miscommunication back here. Rendezvous, a private getaway for two is calling you. So perhaps they wish that they could have this private connection with you, to maybe communicate about the non-communication and the cold separation through the winter time, right? So let's see what else they wish that this person could ever wish about you and the connection. What would it be? And it is creative. Draw, paint, think, and act in creative ways. That there could be a creative solution. Like they could think of something, or that you could think of something, or someone could think of something creative to bring the two of you together. So whatever that could be, they're hoping for some sort of creative solution to think or to act in a creative way to bring about this connection. Take it out of perhaps the no communication and the cold separation energy that it may be in right now. But I'm going to also pull a energy oracle again, I think. Oh, yeah, I am. To see, they brought up the non-communication and the cold separation. I want to see if they have an energy that they want to. And my ears are ringing really, really bad. So that may also be a sign. It just feels like even pressure. Energy around that non-communication. And it is hostilities. So yeah, there was definitely, we saw that, the anger and the bully, right? Energy that came up, maybe between the two of you. Maybe it's just an unspoken energy exchange because you're mirroring each other and you're so energetically connected. You can see all these little dots. This is more than just voice. This is like telepathic, like looks like Matrix or the telepathy kind of lines there. So it's like speaking without speaking created this, it's like the unspoken, the undertones of hostility created this maybe kaboom, right? And you went one way, they went the other, and you refocused on yourself. So that's the energy that created the and there's a masculine in here, but it doesn't necessarily mean it was just that person. If your SP is a masculine, it doesn't mean it was just them. The masculine within yourself, perhaps, or again, it could just be picking up subtle energies of this hostility and not actually speaking them or having them spoken, can still create it, especially if you have a strong telepathic bond with somebody and your energies are connected and mirroring in this way. You're just sensing it, and then it's not even spoken, but it's felt, and then it just happens through something that maybe, like you have a fight with somebody and it's not always about what it really means, right? You have like a surface level argument, but it's so much underneath, like so much has been built up that hasn't actually been spoken or brought up before. And that is really the true issue of the argument. And then it was over something really stupid and surface that created it. That's the feeling I'm getting. And all this under here was felt, but not said. And then something stupid erupted and just poop. So they're wishing for, they're acknowledging what happened there, and they're wishing for some sort of creative solution to bring the two of you back together to have some sort of conversation, perhaps. It's a private getaway for two. So like they get you in private to have a conversation. So they're looking for a creative way of thinking and acting, or to think about a way to act in a creative way to get that to happen. What is next in this connection? What will they do? What will happen next? What will they do? What will happen next? What will happen next in this connection? We're going to word it like that. That's too many. And we're going to say over the next 3 to 4 weeks. I do these about every 3 to 4 weeks. I think it's like 3 weeks ago I did the last one. What will happen next in this connection? And I think what was going to happen then was more like an energetic, but I'm not quite sure. I'd have to go back and watch. What's going to happen next is compromise. And the word compromise means together promise. The com means together, and then promise. So together promise. So what's going to happen next is, and then it says divine timing. So it may or may not happen in the next 3 weeks, because they wanted me to look at the undercurrent. Could have to do with timing. But let's see. What's going to happen next? or, you know, it may be that you feel you have to compromise something, but to me, the word together promise. So you may get together and promise each other something. Could be that, or it could just be like you both feel like you have to compromise. It's okay to be different. So it's to agree to disagree, I feel, is a big part of this compromise. And together promise to say, hey, you know, you're different than I am, we're different. It says you don't need to be like everyone else, you're perfect just as you are. So seeing, like, I feel like a refocus of the good, like maybe getting together and saying, hey, let's focus on the positives here, you know, instead of focusing on the negative. And then the undercurrent here is, let's talk about your feelings. Tell a friend how you feel. So there could be more openness. There could be an open, honest communication or some sort of discussion, and like an agreement. If nothing else, agree to disagree, right? So what is going to happen next? And like I said, with that divine timing, it's may or may not happen in the next. That's way too many in the next time frame. And it's material attachment, too much focus on visible trappings. But she's holding a book there, so there's some sort of information that perhaps he gives her, or there's something that he gives her. Material attachment. I'm going to pull one more. Spirit soul path, a personal evolution within your relationship. So there's some sort of evolving past something. And this time, and a together promise that it's okay to be different, perhaps looking at where you're more similar than different, and talking about something for some as well. Sometimes there may be some sort of evolution of attachment in the physical too. So you may overcome, like if you have something unhealthy, some sort of unhealthy attachment in the physical, so maybe some codependent issues, you may overcome those as well, or control. There may be some lower vibrational, unhealthy 3D attachment energies in the physical that you may evolve over, which is going to be ultimately a good thing. So this may be a bit of an energetic process for some. Others, you may literally get together and together promise to say, okay, we're different, let's agree to disagree, talk about some feelings, get some things out. And others, there's going to be some sort of energetic release of codependency and some 3D lower vibrational physical attachment energies between the two. So let's do some closing oracles. I'm going to get some rainbow rain, and we're going to end this reading. I think I'm going to get an Archangel Michael. Let's do an Archangel Michael first for the connection and what he has to say for this connection with this SP conversation at this time. Your children are watched over by angels. Dear guardian angel of my children, thank you for watching over my children and ensuring their happiness and safety. Please guide me so that I know the best ways to be a good parent and role model for my own and other people's children. So it can be inner child energy coming up here, or if the two of you have children, or you know anything about children. But I get a sense for overall there's some sort of inner child or immature kind of energy that could be being protected at this time. If you're acting in immature ways with each other, there could be some sort of intervention in that regard. I'm going to pull one more here for the connection. But again, that Yamaya reading that I just did, if you want to watch it, it had children energy. So it's to perhaps, on one hand, you know, working with that inner child in the immature aspect, but also connecting to the inner child in that curious, adventurous way, right? And having more fun and playful energy. And it says, be gentle with yourself. So that goes back to that self-love too. So everybody being calm and gentle and compassionate with selves and other. Please guide me in treating myself with gentle, nurturing love in everything I think, speak, and do. Help me know that I deserve this compassion. I release any feelings of guilt to you, that so I may experience lasting inner peace. So there was a bit of that energy in the Yamaya reading too, with the child and the guilt energies, releasing guilt and shame in regards to connection and connecting more in a sacred kind of way with each other, if you will. Oh, they said look at the bottom, so that was nice. Eternal love. And so there's a reminder. Please, oh, it says, help me perceive all of the love that surrounds me so that I can feel safe receiving, expressing, and giving love. And the word help there, and that is where your SP started with the word help. So I feel like they are being helped. You are being helped and guided through this spiritual connection of love and on this journey with them and connecting with them in the 3D and grounding it in. So let's finish with some rainbow rain. Once again, if you'd like your own personal SP reading, you can click, or no, I won't have a link below. I take that back. You can follow the directions in the description box below to obtain your own personal private reading. And blocked was in reverse. I usually don't do reversals, but I will take it in that position. So if you've been blocked or you may be unblocked, personally, I think that's not a very, it's not a very mature action, blocking somebody. But, you know, this could just be blocked throat chakra or not expressing, not talking. It's that mute communication, right? It could be that will turn around in this time frame for some. And let's pull another. Any blocked feelings or repressed energy could be unblocked at this time as well. Something could be surfacing. And then we have that playtime, which again was in your Maya reading, and then the princess. So I feel like this is going back to that self-love. Have fun right now. Lighten the energy for yourself. Don't worry so much. And the undercurrent is the sex and fertility, which was in that reading too. It talked about the sacral chakra and sacred sexuality. There's a bit of overwhelmed energy within that too, and it's coming up in this reading. So that could have been part of the hostilities or frustrations that came out in the energy. So hopefully everyone has enjoyed this reading. Angel blessings to everyone. As always, oceans of love.